big shout out to the damn defense. Man, this Buffalo Bills defense, I have no idea what I was watching, my friends. 9 points to the Carolina Panthers. And you know what, Tommy? I was able to look up some of the all-22, and a lot of things stood out. Like Bernard was quote-unquote nursing an ankle injury, or he was quote-unquote limited. But I got to tell you what, as far as problems with our defense, and a key contributor to that has been Terrell Bernard, Shaq Thompson played very good. Everyone's talking about AJ Epenesa. I saw your clip with that, and we're going to play once we get to AJ Epenesa. Yeah. Everyone wanted to give credit to AJ Epenesa for blowing up that screen and that interception nearly like pick six. But what people didn't talk about was that Shaq Thompson at the line before that pointed out the exact same play that he knew was coming, alerted AJ Epenesa. Shaq Thompson did well. Had Dorian Williams, Shaq Thompson as your two linebackers for the day. I thought the linebackers did a great job at being able to limit the run. Maxwell Hairston looked great with his 27 snaps already, made a key tackle. Yes, he's undersized, but he's willing to tackle. That's great. And then number two, he's been taking great angles against the run as well. His recovery speed in coverage is absolutely insane. Like he closes the gap in an absolute instant. Was running stride for stride with whatever wide receiver he was lined up against. Jordan Hancock. How about Jordan Hancock, man, with a touchdown saving tackle on Rico Dowdle, which could have very well shifted momentum to Carolina all day. Mixing in Jordan Hancock with Jordan Poyer. He was running with Jordan Poyer. He was running with Cole Bishop. He was called to be the single high safety in particular sets. He was looking great. Even with Ed Oliver leaving with, it's likely a torn bicep. He's not going to be back until the playoffs. Larry Ogunjobi's presence was felt. Michael Hoecht ended up going out and making a key play, a key force fumble. This defensive line had 7 sacks and was regularly in the backfield against the very good offensive line. All in all, like this defense has at least seemingly fixed a lot. Perhaps it could have been from Sean McDermott finally admitting that he's been calling plays, dating back to the second half of the Atlanta Falcons game. But bravo. Like folks that were concerned about, oh my God, we might need a CB2, we might need a safety. Guys, I think that the answers to those defensive woes have been on the roster all along, but they were just dealing with injury and or suspension, and here we are. Hell of a performance by the defense. Need to give them credit. Go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it kind of shows you too. Like, I know a lot of people don't like veterans. Oh, we're bringing in old guys all the time. But let me tell you something. You have to have some veteran leadership out there, right? Can't have all young dudes. You got to have guys that, like you said, Shaq Thompson out there telling AJ, hey, get hit.
It's coming.
It's coming, right? You need to move over on that. You need to slide over, whatever. Same with Poyer and Hancock, right? I love the fact that McDermott's understanding that, hey, got to get Poyer out there. This guy knows his stuff. He's going to show the young dude how to do it. He's, when there's a mistake made, he's going to come off the field and Poyer's going to let him know. And then also when Poyer's in there, Hancock's going to learn, right? I love that. I hope they keep doing that until Hancock's ready. And then I'm sure McDermott will give him the green light. But I like that for now. I thought Hancock did a really, really good job for a guy that hasn't seen the NFL field yet. This is his first go around, right? First game.
Yeah.
So I thought he did really well. And I hope that, I think we'll continue to see him improve. I thought Hoecht was a beast out there, sack and a half, made some tackles. I mean, the dude was all over the field. And that's really what, why they brought him in. He's a unicorn on defense. He can be everywhere on that line. So he was a great addition. It showed on Sunday. I just thought everybody did, honestly, on defense. I thought everybody, for the most part, did their job. And the one thing I will say that stood out for me in this game compared to previous games was the communication on defense. It wasn't sloppy. It wasn't like, because if you notice in the past games, they were still communicating, and you could tell they were kind of like just not on the same page, and the play was about, they're about to hike the ball on offense. It just seemed like things weren't going good. A lot of miscommunication. And I felt like with Poyer out there, with some veterans out there, Shaq, it just felt smooth. The defense felt like they're ready to go. Boom. There was no, miscommunication. Players were where they're supposed to be. They weren't out of position. So that's a great sign moving forward. And maybe Sean McDermott taking over, which, by the way, no surprise. I've said this many times. He took he called plays he took away from Leslie Frazier at times. Don't be shocked if he's going to do the same thing to Bobby Babich. And I don't care if he continues to take or whatever he's plans on doing moving forward, because that worked. So do that.
So I had the theory when the camera never showed Bobby Babich once during the game up in the box. And then after the game, we hear Sean McDermott say, "Oh, yeah, we've been calling plays together." Give me a break.
Right.
Give me a break. We can give a lot of crap to Sean McDermott for some head coaching gaffes in the past. But one thing I think that we all need to give him credit for is that this guy is a defensive savant. Like, he has regularly been known to get the most out of young players, out of late draft picks. And you were right, dude. Like, I saw competence on the defensive side of the football. Like, yes, like you could say, oh my God, it was Andy Dalton. He had a couple of bad throws. But past couple of losses, you saw several occasions like where the secondary had blown coverage assignments, had guys no idea where they were supposed to be. Like, the shifting of responsibilities in zone coverage was moving beautifully like yesterday. Nobody looked confused, and that was even coming from a rookie in Maxwell Hairston. He didn't even look confused during a lot of it. So whether or not Sean McDermott sort of simplified some of the calls, I'm not sure what we were seeing. This is what I was anticipating from this defense, and I could not be happier.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish we would play more Andy Daltons as far as not being mobile. Because, boy, when we got in the backfield, I will say this, he would just freeze. He like a statue back there, and it made life so much easier for our guys once we got, got in the backfield there on him. But, we won't have that luxury against, obviously, like a Patrick Mahomes who moves better in the pocket. But it was great to see they finally got home on a quarterback, because getting pressure, we get pressure. We don't get home, right? Right. So this game we got home, obviously I would say it's a little bit about Andy Dalton and a little bit about our team as well. Right. We did a lot better job of getting pressure, getting there quickly. But yeah, next week against the Chiefs, that will be a very interesting game to see if we can create the same pressure and get home a little bit more often against a more mobile quarterback. But I love what I saw for sure. And Andy Dalton's a pro, right? Those mistakes, look, say what you want about him, but our defense played well against a pro who knows what he's doing with the football. So, but yeah, we had some key turnovers in that game, man, too, that led to this as well, because they were driving a few drives. Turnovers killed them, absolutely killed them.
I know. And so tackling was beautifully executed yesterday too. Beautifully executed, right? Like, Sean McDermott, based off of his post-game press conference, I'm not sure about you. Like, some people were like, oh, it was well known that Terrell Bernard was nursing an injury and he was only activated due to injuries. But you got to think, like, he has been one of the worst tacklers on this team. And granted that, he certainly targeted more, right as far as the run game goes. And plus, he's undersized, etc. So obviously he's going to be having some issues against the run. But with this personnel that we rolled out, with how good Max Hairston played, with how good Jordan Hancock played, would you see a world where this personnel remains consistent throughout the remainder of the season? Like, starting Shaq Thompson and Dorian Williams out there, or starting Shaq and Milano, say that he comes back, starting Hancock as your safety next to Cole Bishop, starting Max Hairston, completely taking away all reps from Trey White. Is this the recipe for the Buffalo Bills defense moving forward, in your opinion?
Not at a whole. I think Hairston, if he continues to improve, the Chiefs game is going to be a test for him, right? I think that's the game where McDermott's going to know what he got in Hairston, because he's going to make some mistakes in that game and we're gonna obviously we have to understand that. But if he looks like he's taking a step forward, or he played pretty good football out there, then there's your answer. Hairston will probably wind up just taking over that role, and he should, especially if he has a good game against the Chiefs. I don't know about Shaq Thompson as a full-time role. I'm not sure about that. We'll see what happens when Milano gets back, and I still think it's Milano Bernard if they're both healthy. That's still your best two to roll out there. When healthy, they're good. They're really good. Problem is when healthy, right? That's the key, and they're just never healthy. Both of them always seem to have some type of issue going on, which sucks for us because they're good. I would say the Poyer and Hancock thing is interesting because I'm not sure that's going to be on McDermott. That one there is a I'm curious of what he does moving forward, because I think he really loves Poyer. I think he loves what he brings to the table, the leadership, knowing the defense, him communicating really, really well. You got to remember he's still back there with a young Cole Bishop, who's getting better, by the way, as the season goes on. But you can't replace that leadership. You know what I'm saying, with a young guy that really hasn't seen a lot of action in Hancock. So I still think that's gonna. I'm curious what he does there. I think you'll still see a little bit of rotating going on. I think Rapp is, even though he's on IR, I don't know if even when he comes back, I don't think he gets that job back. I just don't. I could see Rapp going in the box a little bit. Now he did that in LA, and he did it very well in LA. He's a good tackler. You put him down in the box, I could see that. He did that in LA. So we'll see what happens with that. But I mean, we'll see. Ed Oliver, that injury, it's something that we need to, pay attention to. Obviously Walker has been really
great.
good. He's been really, really good. Thank God we drafted him. Another player that I was like, right when we drafted him, I wanted a true one tech, but hey, dude, that guy is proving some of the doubters wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's playing well at the one tech position when he's called to play that responsibility. He's like, some people might come out and say, oh no, he was a pass rushing guy, but when he's asked to line up outside of the shoulder of the center as the one tech responsibility, he's doing well. Dude.
Yeah.
He's gobbling up the run.
Yeah, I can't. Like I said, I can't complain. I can't complain right now what I'm seeing from Walker. Like I said, the question is, how long's Ed Oliver out for? It seems like it's going to be a little while. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. They haven't said it yet, but anytime a guy's going to sling that fast on the sideline, it's never good.
Well, let me tell you what, Tommy.
Yeah.
Per 2 minutes ago.
Here
it's official. It's official. Per Adam Schefter, Bills fear that standout defensive tackle Ed Oliver tore his bicep and will be sidelined indefinitely, per sources. Oliver is undergoing an MRI to confirm the injury.
There you go. So not good, folks. So, but hey, I will say this: it happened before the trade deadline. All right, there's some free agents out there as well. I know you guys hate Wilkins. I get it. I totally understand that. But if he's healthy, there's your replacement. If he's willing to come here and everything's cool, I would definitely 100% do it. I know you guys are like, oh, Tommy, you're an idiot. Listen, he's a really good football player. If he's willing to come here on a 1-year deal, he's healthy, he could be there's your fill-in. Now, if he's not the guy, I'm sure they could trade. Go ahead, sorry, Dan.
For me, I also like Calais Campbell out of Arizona.
Campbell, yes, bro, Dan. Yes, I would take him as well. Either way,
he's old, but he's effective, dude. He's old, but he's effective.
I don't care about his age. He's like George Foreman out there. That dude's still rocking people, right? So 100%. Campbell, yes, 1-year deal. Come on board, man. We have no problem with veteran guys. And you know what? The difference between him and some of the guys we signed that don't do shit, that guy does stuff. So 100%. I'm on board with that too, Dan.
So reminder as well, folks, some of us are talking about Christian Wilkins. He was still technically hurt, towards the beginning of the season. Right. So who knows where he is during his rehab portion. I feel like Calais Campbell would make a bit more sense. And you got to remember, we have $2.7 million to spend. So we can't go out and absorb a crazy contract right now. With Calais had a 1-year deal, I think, when he signed with Arizona. It's clear that So the Cardinals are probably going to be sellers at the deadline. So Calais like makes a lot of sense.
He does
for all of us here.
He does, absolutely. I was just bringing up Wilkins as saying if he was healthy, I do think that guy would sign a cheap deal as a prove-it deal to make a because if even if it's not us, I'm just throwing this out there. Even if Wilkins signed with anybody, right, and then he has a really good rest of the season, and no bad things coming out of the locker room, he's going to get a contract somewhere else. Someone's going to pay him, on a 3-4 year deal. So I think he would take a cheap deal somewhere. But like you said, I have no idea about his injury or his rehab. He could not even be ready for football. So you're right. The Campbell thing makes more sense. He's ready to go. He's also played. He's been playing all year long on top of that, right? And that makes a difference as well. So, yeah, Dan, I'm totally with you on the Campbell thing. I think I will pull the trigger if I was, Brandon Bean on that one, if he's available.
I need to go on ahead and give a giant shout out to our good friends over on Sleeper Picks. Folks, I ended up hitting an absolute home run on my player prop parlay for the Buffalo Bills and the Carolina Panthers game. I had James Cook going well over 86 all-purpose yards. He smashed that. 212 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. I also had James Cook over half of a touchdown. I also had Rico Dowdle under his specific metrics. And the Buffalo Bills had a day, and your boy walked away a winner on the personal sense. Sleeper is the best player prop platform on the market, guys. They are matching 100% of your first deposit all the way up to $100. And just signing up gets you $20, all right, just for using that link in my description. So go on ahead, show a little bit of love, and download Sleeper and send me your parlays moving forward.